What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this look for Halloween. Spooky season is coming up and I'm so excited. So if you would like to see how I created this look, please keep on watching. Hello. I'm going to start off with my brows for this one using my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in shade medium brown on my Morphe X Jeffree Star JS7 brush, and I'm going to just fill in my eyebrows as per usual. I'm going to keep my eyebrows a little bit more natural for this look because I really want the look to be focused on the mask bit. Okay, so I'm gonna stop with the eyes and that there. I'm now going to draw on the area where I want the mask, and the mask is going to be inspired by these socks, Billie Eilish socks, that mouth. That's what I'm going to do. But here I'm going to draw the outline of the mask first. I'm going to do this using my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is in shade 4. So I'm going to be making this look more like a bandana, so more like fabric, but still covering this bottom half of my face. I'm thinking of starting it from about top of my ear and making it like sort of wavy. I want it to be more up. And I'm making it sort of ripply so that it looks more material like. But I want it to be, yeah, I want it to be more like this side. So I'm just gonna change that. Yeah, see, so I've got my main line across there. And then I'm gonna draw the bottom line. So I'm gonna bring this sort of down. I think I'm gonna like make it go just at the bottom of my chin. So this is the area where I'm going to have the mask bandana. I reckon I'm actually going to make this cover my nose instead. So I did change it a bit. I'm going to make it cover my nose. These lines you can just rub off, which I will do a bit later because it's all going to be covered in paint. Now I'm going to draw the mouth of the sock on my face, sort of covering here. The mouth is quite basic. It just looks like a normal mouth. It goes like this with pointed teeth. So just want to make this come across here. I want it to be quite wide. And you can really make the mouth as wide and or as like small that you want, but I want it to be very prominent. Is that the word? I don't know. Yeah, so I do have quite a few little mistakes going on everywhere. So I'm just gonna rub those off. So now I'm gonna do the inside of the mouth, and it's sort of outlined, it's got a little white lip sort of bit. And now for the teeth. The teeth are very jagged. They're just pointy, jagged teeth. So really just draw triangles going smaller to bigger in the middle. The bottom ones are very like the same sort of size. And when we paint them on, we can definitely make them look a lot more jagged. And I'm doing this little line just across here because there's a tiny gap of black in between the teeth and the lip area. Okay, so stopping there with the mask, I'm going to do the base of the normal face and then continue on with the mask and then do the eye makeup. So grabbing my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, I'm going to prep the top half of my face. So now the top half of my face is prepped, I'm going to use my Stay Naked Urban Decay foundation in shade 31NN. And I'm only going to take 1.5 pumps of that. And I'm just going to put this on the top half of my face, leaving the mask. And now taking my Maybelline New York Fit Me Concealer in shade 10 Fair, I'm just going to apply this under my eyes and in the center of my forehead. Now to set it, I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm just taking this on a dual paddle brush, XO Beauty dual paddle brush, the bigger end of it, and just patting this under my eyes and on my forehead. So I'm going to be taking my Urban Decay Beached Bronzer in shade Bronzed on an XO Beauty bronzer brush, and I'm just going to bronze up the outer edges of my forehead. I'm just going to be taking this on the end and just putting a tiny bit on the bridge of my nose going up to my eyebrows, and just putting a tiny bit through my eyebrows. So now I'm going to do a tiny bit of blush, and I'm using the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in shade Fox, and just using this on a fluffy brush. I'm just going to put the tiniest bit on the back of my cheekbones. Now I'm going to set the top half of my base. Now for highlighter, I'm taking my Too Faced Candlelight Glow and using this on a e.l.f. blush brush and swirling the two halves together and just applying this to the tops of my cheekbones. And now just putting the tiniest bit on the middle of my brows and just above my brows, whatever's left on my brush. So now that the base portion of the face is done, I'm going to move onto the mask. Now what I want to do is I want to ripple the mouth part as it's going with the mask, just like the tiniest bit, to give it a material sort of effect, but not too much. Zoom you guys in a tiny bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the green, so the green base to the mask, and for that I'm going to be taking, I think I'm actually going to mix two colors together. So I'm taking two Crayola Aqua Color. I'm going to take UV Yellow and UV Green, and I'm going to mix these together so it's like a yellowy green neon. So I'm just going to spray these with a bit of setting spray, these two paints, because I can't find my water. Now I'm just taking a flat paintbrush. I'm going to mix the two together. So now with the two mix, I'm going to start doing the outline. I'm just thickening up the sides a bit. So I did put a bit too much setting spray in it, so it thinned it out a lot. So you just might, if you put too much water in it, you might just have to go over the thinner areas again. Yeah, so just keep doing this everywhere you have drawn your mask. So now I'm taking my black Crayola and Aquacolor. I'm pretty sure this is 071, and just spraying it with a bit of spray. And now I'm going to outline the teeth of the mask and do the inside and try and make the mouth look a little bit more like it's material in a way. And I'm just taking this on a sort of long, thin paintbrush. All I'm doing is where this goes up, I'm moving the bottom of the mouth up a little bit, and same goes here. So if this bit goes up, I move this bit up a tiny bit and bring these sides down a little bit. Because I don't want it to look too rippled, I want it to still look like a mouth, but to look more like it's the material, but not as much as such it being an actual material mask. Now I'm going to fill in the gaps where the mouth, inside of the mouth is. And I'm only going to do a little bit like the inside, and then I'm going to do the white and then do the black around the teeth. So now, pausing with the black there, I'm going to take the white paint 070 and do the teeth and the gums, and then do the rest of the black around that. And I'm gonna take this on a small little paintbrush. Which are very triangly, jagged, like blocky. The edges are very blocky when they go out. I'm just going to repeat the same step that I did for this. So I kind of just did a line and then did another line slightly next to it, making it not completely straight. And I'm just going to repeat that for all of the teeth. This is what the bottom half of the teeth look like. I still need to outline them with black, but we are slowly getting there. We still need to do the lines around the teeth and in between the white lips and gum, so it doesn't really matter if the teeth are joined in places, because we'll make them look like some are overlapping each other. And I don't want to make this look exactly like the sock's mouth, but I want to try and make it look similar but not exactly the same as the mouth. I'm thinking I'm going to try and make them look more like these two that I just did. So really just play around with the teeth style that you want, but this thing I'm going to try and go for more realish looking teeth. Yeah, so see, I'm trying to like make them look more pointy, jagged, crooked than the stitch sort of look that was on the socks. I want it to be more creepy, I think. Okay, so now that the white is done, I'm going to go back in with the black shade, the black paint, and outline them and do the line between the teeth and the gum. slowly getting there. We just need to keep adding on, and then I'm going to do a bit of definition in the teeth to make them look more realistic. So I'm just going to grab a slightly thinner brush, so just like a little tiny brush, and I'm going to now outline just the gum bit. So like just under the teeth, that's where I'm going to outline them. And then just where the teeth are coming out, I'm going to sort of circle it a bit. So put a little, so like this one, so it looks like they're actually coming out. They look like sort of real teeth. So this is what we've got right now. So I'm going to take the aqua color in shade 03. It's like a light pink, and I'm going to mix this with a bit of white and use it as the gums. I'm just taking this on a little flat paintbrush. I just want to put like a little bit on the gums. I'm actually just going to do it in the deeper parts of the gums, so where it's like triangular, like in the depths where your teeth is like right here. I'm gonna do that here to make it look like the teeth are more sort of protruding. And now to give the teeth, to give them a tiny bit of depth, I'm gonna take, I just wanna use a tiny bit of brown, so I'm gonna go into the Me, Myself and Mama Mitchell palette and take the shade Modest. It's like a peachy, skin tony sort of color, and I'm gonna put this around the tops of the teeth and drag it down a little bit to look like it's coming out of the gum. So I'm kind of doing it a little bit more to the side so that it's shining, so it gives it to like a highlight to one side of the tooth. So I'm going around the top and down the right side of it. Then I'm going to do the same on the bottom ones. So now that I've made the teeth look more 3D in a way, so this is, I'm just shading it a bit, so that's what I have done. I like to do teeth shading a little bit messy, because if it's like a monster tooth, nothing is going to be perfectly smooth, and I feel like FX makeup needs to have that little bit of unevenness to give it the realistic, or more so realistic look that you want to go for. So now I'm going to take a blue shade 587 Crayola Aqua Color, and I'm going to mix that with a bit of the white one, and I'm going to do some saliva. So I feel like I just want a little bit of saliva connecting some of the teeth, so I feel like that's just what it's missing. So I'm going to go from like parts of it from like the top of the gum and like some from just the edges of the teeth. And I'm going to do this on a very tiny brush. I'm actually going to use a long, thin brush. And I'm just doing it so there's like little lines like this and going partly over the teeth. I'm doing a few little dots just to make it look like it's dripping, like you've just gone and all the saliva is coming down. And I'm dragging it down a little bit onto my chin. So this is the saliva sort of look that I've done. So now I'm going to move on to the 3D sort of bit. So now I'm going to take my Mama Mitchell palette and I'm going to dip into the black shade called Mafia. So I'm going to take it on a Morphe M213 brush, this tiny little brush, taking the shade Mafia, just a tiny bit on the end of my brush, and I'm going to create the edges of the mouth, so as if it's like crinkling. And to create the lines, I'm going to put a little bit down and then blend it out, and then later on I'm going to grab the green from this shade and like a bit of white and put it in between to highlight it. And then I'm going to put some of these wrinkles on the underneath as well. So now that we've got that, I'm going to use the shade Shmoney, which is the green shade right here. And I'm going to take that on a tiny paintbrush, like a little tiny angled paintbrush. And I'm going to put this in between the black wrinkles. So I'm going to wipe off that paintbrush and I'm going to take the white shade Virgin from the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. And I'm going to also apply this in between the wrinkles to make it look higher. So I want it to look more like this side. So I'm going to fix this side up and keep going. Now time to do the shading around the mask to look like it's sitting on my face. To do this, I'm going to use the Jeffree Star X Morphe JS11 brush. So it's just a little flat one like this. And I'm going to take the shade Meh from the palette. So it's this warm, cool toned brown. It's like both. So I'm going to take this and put it everywhere around the mask. And I'm going to keep it in the deeper bits more so than the upper bits. So you do this, and then I'm going to actually, instead of having quite a big gap, I'm going to put the white line on the mask and a bit of a darker shade behind the deeper bits to make it look like a shadow. So I'm going to take the shade Monday, this really dark brown color, and just put it in the deeper parts of my mask. So now it doesn't look that 3D. So now we're going to take a bit of the white shade from the Jawbreaker palette again, and we're going to put it on the edges to make the green look like it's sort of up. So I want to make it look like this is on top, so I'm going to see how under here is quite dark and sort of lifts it up. I'm going to put a tiny bit of black around here and really sharpen the line up to make it look like the mask is on top of our face and it's not something coming out of the skin. So now taking the Morphe M213 brush, the little one we used before, gonna go back into the black shade Mafia in the Mama Mitchell palette, and I'm going to just put this directly next to the mask. I'm just gonna take a really fluffy brush, the Morphe Jeffree Star JS9, and I'm going to blend out the edge of this bit. So I'm just going to buff out all of these edges to make sure we've got a nice clean blend. So now going back in with the Morphe Jeffree Star JS11, just wiping it off and going into the white shade back into Virgin in the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette, and I'm going to put some more white on the edge of the mask. So now to make the green pop a little bit more, like to bring the green back into it, I'm going to take a Morphe M50 and back into Shmoney, which we used earlier, and I'm just going to pat this on throughout the middle of the mask. This side is a tad patchy because I re-wet my brush and tried to go over it to fix it, so that's why it's a little bit patchy, but that is fine. Now to give it the mask a little bit of depth, I'm going to go in with the shade Miracle from the Mama Mitchell palette, and I'm going to just put a tiny bit of this as the crease right here, so where it sort of like creases down. So I think, yes, this is the mask bit complete. Now I'm going to do the eyes, which I'm going to keep extremely simple. I think I'm just going to do some really nice bold lashes, but for the crease I'm going to take the Jeffree Star Morphe brush JS8, just a little blendy brush, and I'm going to take the shade Macaroni, this one, it's like a greeny brown color, and I'm gonna put this in my crease. Now I'm going to do eyeliner, and I'm taking my NYX matte liquid liner. I'm just going to put some liner on my eyes and around the mask to make the edges of the mask bold. So now eyeliner's done, I'm going to outline my mask with the same liner. See, that just makes it pop 10 times more. So that's the liner done. Now I'm going to put a cute green in a corner to bring all the green together. So I'm going to use the shade Shmoney and Miracle again from the Mitchell palette. So this one and this one mixed together, and just put this in my inner corner. Now I'm going to put some black liner in my waterline, and I'm using the Crayolan contour pencil in the black side, and just putting this in my waterline. Now I'm just going to use a blending brush and just chuck it under my eye. My camera is flashing at me, so I'm going to put some lashes on and be right back. Okay, so I did the lashes and this eye is deciding to water, and every time I try and fix it and fix the lash, it just keeps getting worse. So this is what we are dealing with. Okay, sorry, my camera died, but this is the finished look. This eye kept watering and it's a little bit not great, but I can't fix it because my eye keeps watering, so I'm gonna leave it. But this is what we got. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I upload, and give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below what looks you would like to see next, and for more behind the scenes stuff, go follow my Instagram and my Twitter. Yet again, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.